The schoolyard was buzzing with cruel laughter again. 14-year-old Emily Parker, overweight and shy, stood frozen as a group of girls mocked her. They called her names, snatched her lunch, and even filmed her humiliation for social media. Emily's parents, wealthy businesspeople, rarely paid attention. They were embarrassed by her size, often scolding her for eating too much, rather than protecting her heart. When another fight broke out at school, Emily pushed a bully who mocked her weight. The principal threatened expulsion. Her parents, more concerned about reputation than love, decided to teach her a lesson. "You need discipline," her mother said coldly. "You'll spend the summer with Farmer James. Maybe hard work will fix you." Farmer James lived on the edge of town, known as the poor man with the broken boots. His clothes were worn, his hands rough, and his house looked like it hadn't seen paint in decades. Emily felt like she was being exiled. When she arrived, dragging her suitcase through the dust, she muttered bitterly, "Why me? Why here?" James greeted her with a kind smile. "Welcome, Emily. Life is hard out here, but you'll find peace if you open your heart." Emily rolled her eyes. To her, he was just a poor farmer, probably living off scraps. But as days passed, something unexpected began to unfold. The struggle. At first, Emily hated it. She cried when she had to wake up at dawn. She complained about the smell of animals. She stumbled through fields, sweating, her body aching from chores she had never done before. But James never raised his voice. He encouraged her gently. "Don't fight the land, Emily. Listen to it, respect it." One evening, exhausted, Emily sat outside and noticed James giving bread to a stray dog. She asked, "Why do you waste food on animals when you barely have enough?" James chuckled softly. "Because kindness isn't waste. It multiplies." His words planted a seed. The discovery. One morning, James invited Emily on a long walk. They crossed hills, valleys, and winding dirt paths until Emily gasped. Before her stretched thousands of acres, golden fields of wheat, orchards heavy with fruit, herds of cattle grazing in green pastures. Workers waved respectfully at James as he passed. Emily's jaw dropped. "Wait, all this is yours?" James nodded humbly. "Yes. People see my boots and call me poor. But wealth isn't always meant to be flaunted. True wealth is what you do with it." She was stunned. The man her parents called a poor farmer was actually one of the largest landowners in the state. Yet he lived simply, choosing humility over pride. The transformation. In the weeks that followed, Emily began to change. She worked in the fields, not because she was forced, but because she wanted to. She learned to plant seeds, gather eggs, and ride a horse. She lost weight, not from punishment, but from movement, joy, and laughter. More importantly, she found her voice. James told her stories at night about strength, perseverance, and kindness. He reminded her that her worth was not her body size, but her heart. One evening, Emily asked, "Why are you helping me?" "My parents sent me here as punishment." James smiled gently. "Because sometimes, what others call punishment, is actually a blessing." The return. By summer's end, Emily's parents came to fetch her. They expected her to be thinner, quieter, and ashamed. Instead, she stood tall, sun-kissed, confident. She hugged James tightly, tears streaming down her face. Her mother scoffed at his worn boots. "Thank you for watching her, Mr. James." Hopefully she learned her lesson. Emily looked her parents straight in the eyes and said, "Yes, I did. I learned that kindness is strength, that humility is power, and that love is the greatest wealth of all." Her parents froze. For the first time, they realized their daughter had outgrown not just her pain, but also their shallow expectations. Closure. Years later, Emily would credit Farmer James for saving her life, not by changing her body, but by changing her heart. She carried his lessons into adulthood, becoming a voice against bullying, a woman of courage, and someone who knew that true beauty lives far beyond appearances. And all of it began with the summer she thought was punishment, but was really a gift. Sparkle's inspiring closure. Sometimes, the people the world dismisses as poor are the richest in wisdom and love. And sometimes, the punishments we fear most are really the blessings that shape who we are meant to be. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more kindness stories that remind us what truly matters.